Good morning student, this is Shailesh Kumar and in this video our chapter going on ratio and proportion, and under this chapter we are going to discuss the topic concept of continued proportion. Now we know that what is a proportion. When the two ratios are same, then those are called in proportion. But what is the concept of continued proportion? That we will learn in this video. Student, the video is lengthy, but you must have keep patience to get the 100% concept clarity for the topic continued proportion. So the some questions and the example will be given to you so that you may get the full satisfaction with this topic's understanding, that is continued proportion. So let us watch this video till end. Let us start the topic continued proportion.
Good morning student. In this video we are going to learn the concept of continued proportion. We know for the proportionality we must have four terms. The first group 2 and 4 and the second group is 8 and 16. Here if you find the ratio of the first group, that is 2:4, this ratio must be equal to the ratio of 8 to 16. If these ratios are same, then we can say that these four numbers are in proportion. If the ratios are not same, then these numbers are not in proportion. So let us see. 2, I will find the ratio of 2 to the 4. 2:4, this must be equal to ratio 8:16. Now 2/4 and this is 8/16. Here you will see that the answer for 2/4 is 1/2 and 8/16 is also 1/2. As the answers are same, therefore these are in proportion. So I can write the proportion symbol as the ratios are same. Now in this second example we will see that 3 and 6, 12 and 24. So we'll check there's ratio 3 to the 6 and 12 to the 24. Here you will see the answer for 3:6 is this 3/6 and 12/24. Now 3/6, its answer will be 1/2 and the second one's answer is also 1/2. Now the ratios are same here, so 3, 6, 12, 24 are also in proportion. Now I will take an example that is not proportion. So let us see. 5, 10, 10 and 15. Now let us see their proportionality. Now 5:10 and 10:15. 5/10 and 10:15. Now you may see, and 5 to the 10 and 5 3 the 15. Here 1/2 is not equal to 2/3. So you can say that these are not in proportion, but this is in proportion and this is in proportion. So firstly we have cleared the concept of proportionality and the non-proportionality. Now we will observe a thing where the cases of proportion, the concept, you see that if I take this example 2, 4, 8, 16. Now here you see this is extreme 2, after that mean is 4, then also this is the mean and this is the extreme. Now these are in proportion. Now you may see the relation which leads us to a concept of continued proportion. Now 2 over 4 and this is 8 over 16. Listen student, can you make this 8 to the 4? If yes, how? You will divide 8 by 2 so that it becomes 4. Okay, and as you divide this 8 by 2, so shall you will divide this 16 by 2, then your answer is 8. Now you will observe that the first ratio is 2 by 4 fraction and the second one is 4 by 8. Now here you will observe the relation that where the denominator of the first fraction is the numerator of the second fraction. So the continuation is going on from this denominator to the numerator. Or in the other words, I can say that if this ratio 2 to 4 and this other ratio is 4 to 8. Okay, so you will see there is a continuation of 4 that was the second entry, it become the first entry for the second ratio. Okay, so this will lead us to the concept of continuation in the proportion. Now in the other example you may see which was in proportion. Here we have taken 3, 6, 12 and 24. You can see this is 3 over 6 and the second one was 12 over 24. Now can you make this 12 to the 6? Yes. Why and how? If you divide 12 by 2, then your answer is 6, and if you divide the 24 by 2, then your answer is 12. Now you see this is 3 by 6 and it is 6 by 12. Now you will again observe the continuation of 6. So now we shall go and proceed for the continued proportion. In both these examples, what we have observed that the first fraction's denominator is same as the numerator of the second fraction. Here you see the first fraction's denominator is same as the second fraction's numerator. So there is a continuation of some type. If you see this case where the terms were not in proportion, here you can see that now this was a case where the entries are not in proportion. So we have seen that the ratios are not same, but you will see here that 5 over 10 and the second ratio is 10 over 15. You may see that the continuation is going on there also. Okay, but their ratios are not same. So you will see that the continuation may occur of the denominator of the first ratio to the second one's numerator, but this is not the compulsion that they must be in proportion. Okay, so firstly you must have to understand this concept of continuation, and after this I will lead you to the mean proportion which we have done earlier in our videos. Now let us take an example. We find the mean proportion of 8 and 32. We know that 8 and 32 are extreme entries, so I will take x as the mean proportion. So where x is a mean proportion. As this is the mean proportion, so what we have done in the earlier question, we repeat the x in the middle and then apply the fraction rule to find the value of x. X multiply with x and 8 multiply with 32. Now x and x, it means x power 2, and 8 and 32, it is here. Now prime factorization of 8, 2, 2, 2, and prime factorization of 32, that is 2, 2, 2 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you will see the pairs. How many pairs? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair and 4 pair. Now I will remove all squares, all powers. So 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 2. So the answer is 2 multiply 2 4 and 4 multiply 2 8, 8 multiply 2 16. The answer is 16. Okay, in this way we have found the mean proportion in the earlier videos. Students, the motive to revise all these things is to make your 100% concept clarity regarding the topic continued proportion. So after revising all these facts, it will be very easy to get the understanding of this topic. Now we are coming to our main point, that is continued proportion. For that I will take this example and this example. So as I know that 2, 4, 8 and 16 are in proportion, and I can write them like this: 2 ratio 4, 4 ratio 8. Okay, here, these are in proportion. I can write them like this. So you can see that 2, 4, 8, 16 are in proportion. Therefore I can write them 2 ratio 4 proportion symbol 4 ratio 8. Okay, these 4 I have made here. Now you can see that their ratios is same. 2 by 4 is 1 by 2 and 4 by 8 is also 1 by 2 on cancellation. Now one thing is also there, that the continuation of the mean terms. Okay, there must be two conditions for the any ratio to be in continued proportion, that the mean term should be same and their ratio should be same. Now you can see that this is 1 by 2 and this is also 1 by 2. The ratios are, the fractional values are same, the simplest form of the fraction value are same, and the continuation of the mean term is there. Okay, so we can say if 3 terms are given to us, just like in the question of the mean proportion, where we have used the mean terms twice, that it was a second entry and the third entry was same in the proportion, so as to we can see that second entry and the third entry, those are the mean term are the same in the continued proportion. So if 3 numbers A, B, C are in continued proportion, then A, ratio B proportion B ratio C and A over B is equal to B over C, and their ratio should be same, their fraction value should be same, and the continuation of the mean terms. So we can say if you multiply in the cross way, then A multiply with C, that is AC, and B multiply V with B multiply B. In this way we can write B square is equal to AC. So with this result you can decide that the given terms are in continued proportion or not. There may be two types of term question, so that we can deal in continued proportion. Now I will take an example where it is to be shown that the given terms are in continued proportion. So show that 6, 36 and 216 are in continued proportion. So what we shall do, this is the mean term. I will write (36) and again continue with the 36 and also will find their ratio. If this ratio is same, then these are in continued proportion, but if these are not same, then they are not in continued proportion. Okay, so you may see 6 and 36. When we divide 6 with 36, what are their answers? Now 6 1s are 6, 6 6 are 36. Okay, now 6 6 are 36 and 6 you may see that this is 36. Okay, so you can say 6 1s are 6, 6 6 are 36. So you may say that 1 by 6 is equal to 1 by 6. The answers of the fractional values are same, so we can say that these are in the continued proportion. Now we can say that if three numbers are in continued proportion and these three numbers are A, B, C, if these are in continued proportion, then A ratio B, it means A over B is equal to B over C. Okay, there should be same, it means B multiply B, that is B square, and A multiply C, that is AC. Now this case was for the only three numbers, but if what happen if you people are being given the more than three numbers, then what will you do? So you will adopt the same pattern. If in the place of 2 there are in the place of 3 there are 4 numbers A, B, C and D. If there are 4 numbers and you people have to check that are these in continued proportion or not, then what will you do? You will write A over B, and as per I have told you that you will start with the previous denominator. So B over C and then C over D. All these ratio must be same for the continued proportion of the given 4 numbers. Now what will happen in the case of 5 numbers if are given? So A, B, C, D. If we have to check that these 5 numbers are in continued proportion, then what we will do? We will check for A over B, then B over C, then C over D, and then D over E. All these ratio must same to make them in continued proportion. Okay. Now these are the conditions for the any number of given to be make them in continued proportion. Now I will take an example to show that a number these are in continued proportion or not. So I take the example question number 1, 32, 16 and 8. I have to show that these are in continued proportion. As this is the case of three numbers, so I will apply the rule, that is 32 over 16 and 16 over 8. Here you will see the ratios. If you cut them, then the answer is 2 and the answer is 2. Both are same. 2 is equal to 2. So these are in continued proportion. Okay. These are in continued proportion. I will mark for this. Now students, after showing that these are in continued proportion, we will move further. If these are in continued proportion, then this is first proportion, this is second and this is third. So we have to find the which proportion? Fourth proportion. So 32 ratio 16 ratio 8 ratio x, that is to be find, that is the fourth proportion. So 32 over 16 is equal to 8 over x. Now you see that cross multiplication, 32 multiply with x and 16 multiply with 8. Now x is equal to 16 over 8 over 32. Here you will see student that 8 4s are 32 and 4 4s are 16. So the fourth proportion is 4 over there. So our complete figure is 32, 16, 8 and 4 are in proportion. Clear? Now here you will see that if 32, 16 and 8 were in continued proportion, then we were able to find the fourth proportion. So this was the concept I have brought in this video for you people. These are in proportion. Therefore 32 ratio 16 must be 8 ratio 4, that is 32 over 16 is equal to 8 divided by 4, that is 2 and that is 2. 2 is equal to 2. So we can justify that what we were doing, that was accurate and conceptual. Okay. Now we have clear all the concept of continued proportion completely.